and the person doesn't show up. I love it. All right. And Kelsey, I'll just wait for you to give me the go ahead before I dive in.
Thank you, everybody, for joining today. If you want to intro yourself in the chat, please feel free. But we have a
Oh, I
really
can't hear
busy...
you.
Oh, oh no,
Is that me?
maybe.
Oh, there you go. I hear you now.
Okay, amazing. Sorry about that. But we have an amazing presentation today with Meryl. And thank you, Jack, for introducing yourself. And thank you for confirming that you could hear me. But yeah, I will pass it on to Meryl to take it away from here. Meryl, thank you so much for doing this for us today.
Yeah, I'm super excited to be here. Happy Wednesday, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you all are in the world, in the universe. Welcome, luminaries, fellow luminaries. Excited to share some knowledge with you all today. The name of this session is called From Chaos to Clarity. Measure what matters, gain traction, and dominate your mission. My name is Meryl Simmons. I am a small business coach and a professional EOS implementer. For those of you who don't know what EOS stands for, it's called the Entrepreneurial Operating System. And before we dive in, thank you so much, everyone, for kind of giving a little hello in the chat. I want to make this really interactive together. So if you can, for those of you who are here today, that you are a business owner where you are a solopreneur, you have no contract workers that work with you, it's just you, yourself, and you, up in the chat. How many of you today are here as leaders and managers and maybe as part of a greater business, but you are not the business owner? If that is you, give me a yellow heart. So solopreneurs, give me a thumbs up. Leaders and managers of a business that's not yours, give me a yellow heart. How many of you have a business with 2 to 5 people, including vendors and contractors? It's okay if they're not full-time employees. Give me a blue heart in the chat. Drop it in the chat if you've got a business with 2 to 5 people. For those of you who have businesses between 5 and 10 people, give me a purple heart. Drop it in the chat. I want to see who you are. And then for anyone who's got a business with 10 people or more, give me a red heart. So lots of hearts and thumbs up in the chat. We've got a little bit of a mix in the room today. So I hope to be able to tackle everyone's goals as we dive in. Thank you for playing. So yeah, love it. Thank you. So whether you're going from $0 to 500 in your business, 500,000 rather, not $500, $500,000, whether you're at a stage of 500,000 to $1 million, or whether you're scaling beyond $10 million. One of the things that I know to be true, Meryl Simmons, the business coach, you can connect with me on the QR code. I hope you do. Please do. Let's connect. But one of the things that I know to be absolutely 100% true, wherever you are in the stage of your business, is that hope is not a plan. You need a system. And the system that I use to work with my clients, as I mentioned already, is EOS, and EOS delivers. It just does. And so my mission is simple. I'm here to help you today to gain clarity on the most important things in your business, and also with some disciplines, help you to gain some control in your business. That is my mission and what I do every day in how I work with my clients and when I meet entrepreneurs, to be able to help them to be able to gain clarity and control in your business. So let's get started on a short question, a short exercise. And I'd love to understand and start reflecting, for each of you to reflect on what is one thing that is holding you back or frustrating you or slowing you down from getting to the place where you want to be in your business, in your career? Take a minute and reflect. I want you to be specific. Maybe it's scattered focus, especially as a solopreneur. Oh my goodness, I feel you. You're like wearing every single hat. You don't know what's the most important thing. If you don't have disciplines to keep you on track or systems, it's like you're all over the place. Maybe you're not clear on where you're going. Maybe you're just not clear on what that overall vision and mission is. Write it down if that's you. Maybe you're distracted by all the noise out in the world. The noise in the market, the what ifs, the fear. Maybe you've got some things like unstable revenue in your business. Maybe you've got some systems that used to work and are no longer working because you've grown. Congratulations. That means you're hitting a new milestone. Or maybe you're just wearing too many hats and you're struggling to delegate effectively. So, organization, thank you. Yeah, drop it in the chat. What is the one thing that is holding you back? So, whether it be organization or systems that keep you on track, growing business development, enough revenue. Yeah, you guys, I am on the mission to help business owners like you take your business and make it run like a business. No more of the things of like, I'm too small, or, my business isn't really there yet. I want to encourage you to think bigger. And in order to do that, we've got to know what are the things that are holding us back. Self-doubt, absolutely. Learning how to scale. So thank you so much for sharing in the chat, really naming it. And I want you to hold on to that thought, because throughout this session, we're going to talk about how simple tools and practical tools and frameworks, proven tools that I know work because I use them every day, not only in my own business, but with my clients who see year-over-year growth and sustainable ability to scale their business. So what I want you to be able to do is help you tackle those frustrations head on, make your work smoother, help you simplify your business, and be more productive and way more focused. So if you're ready to do that, raise your hand, give me an I in the chat. Let us dive in. Who is pumped? I'm pumped. It's Wednesday. So we're going to talk about today, we're really talking about one tool out of a toolbox, really, because I use an operating system. That's what I help my clients to do, is implement the EOS operating system. But one of the tools, one of the really, really powerful foundational tools that we're going to talk about in this session is a weekly scorecard and a weekly dashboard, helping you to really move that chaos to clarity. And it really goes back to a philosophy of like, what gets measured gets done, right? Makes sense. How many of you track, so let's take our business hats off for a quick second. And how many of you track anything outside of your business, like steps? Does anyone here track steps? I love to track my steps. Raise your hand, drop it in the chat or drop something in the chat if you track it. Me, yeah. Why do you do it? You do it because, yeah, I'm on a desk treadmill. I love it. Absolutely. Steps is so important, right? They say sitting is the new cancer. So we've got to move, right? We want to be healthy. It gives us energy. It keeps us being our best self and well. And what happens if it's off track? If your steps are off track? Well, first of all, what tools do you use to help you get your steps on track? Some of you might use a watch. Some of you might use a pedometer on your phone. Some of you might wear a wearable and you check it, right? So you're actually looking at it, you're getting reminders. But if you didn't check it, what would happen? Would you get up and take a walk if you were only at 5,000 steps for the day? Yeah, you'd make a change, right? You'd take action. So monitoring that thing like steps and having tools helps us to what gets measured gets done. It's really that plain and simple. So let's put our business hats back on. And I'd love for you to put a white heart in the chat if you track things on a weekly basis currently in your business every week, put a white heart in the chat if you currently track things for your business on a weekly basis. I'd like you to put a purple heart in the chat if you track things on a monthly basis in your business. Awesome. Thank you. And give me a smiley face if you've never really tracked anything in your business. Be honest. It's totally okay. You're here to learn. I'm so proud of you for being here and making the time to learn something new, to better your business, to grow. Awesome. No ego here. No need for the sweat. It's no sweat. We're here to learn and track. Yeah, I mostly track money, but it ends there. Great. Thank you so much, Stacy. Appreciate you sharing that very specific feedback. Yeah. So if we could think about our business in the same way that we think about something like steps, because again, remember we said that when our data of our steps, when it gives us an indicator that you're less than 50% to your goal, you take action, right? Like you don't let the day go by without hitting your goal or getting closer or doing something. You don't say, oh, I didn't do it today. I don't know. There's always tomorrow. I mean, some days we have days like that, let's be honest. But for the most part, we're motivated and we want to hit that goal. And so when we think about our business is no different. So why do we use a weekly dashboard? Why does it matter? Well, I want you to write these 4 things down. The reason it matters is because number one, when you track things on a weekly basis in your business, it helps us to stay laser focused on the most important priorities in your business. So for those of you who wrote organization, scattered focus, getting out there to more events and meeting more business opportunities. When we look at something on a weekly basis, it helps us to get clear. Did those actions actually happen? Are we moving the needle? Is it working? The second thing that I want you to write down of why we look at a weekly dashboard, why it's so important, is that it helps us to measure progress and stay accountable on those important things. If we're not doing it and we don't have that accountability piece, that's the really tricky part. It's hard, especially as a solopreneur or a very small business owner, to have that accountability. So you've got to do it every week. And I work with my clients in an accountability type of style, coaching style, where every other week we meet and we pull out our scorecards together, making sure that we're on track, solving issues. The third thing is problem solving. When we look at a weekly dashboard of the most important things that matter, and I'm going to talk more deeply on what that is, so don't worry, we'll get there, you can solve issues before they become a problem. So I'm just going to use that same silly step analogy, but if you're only at 5,000 steps and it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon and you look down at your pedometer or your watch, you're going to go for a walk, solve that issue before it becomes a problem, but that you don't hit your goal that day. Whatever it might be, silly kind of example. But, if you think about things as it leads up to the outcome that you want to see, that your business needs in order to move forward, you want to stop reacting. For those of you who might have seen that you've got some unstable revenue issues in your business, I hear you. But what are the activities and things that need to happen regularly, either from you or from customers or potential customers, from leads, in order for you to be able to get there so that at the end of the month, you don't have a problem. At the end of the quarter, you don't have a problem with growth and unstable revenue. And then the last thing is recognition. We want to celebrate the wins, weekly basis, pat on the back, high fives, right? Celebrate the wins. And if you have people that you work with on your team, if you've got 2, 3, 5, 10 people that you work with, this helps you all stay aligned. These are the most important things. What did a great week look like? Let's give high fives, but let's also stay focused on the most important things. That's it. Staying focused, reducing the noise, right? So that's why we look at a weekly dashboard. And so really quickly, high level, how does it work? Well, it works by setting and tracking weekly metrics and activities So for those of you, and I know you're not alone, Stacy, thank you so much for sharing, but for those of you who said, I mostly track money, but it ends there. What does it tell you though, other than sometimes making you feel deflated, right? If you didn't, like, hopefully it's good, right? And you're like, yeah, I made money, woohoo. But like, if you didn't make that money, like, first of all, it can be womp womp, right? Not only a little bit like sort of drive some fear or anxiety, but you don't know why. Like, what didn't happen or what didn't work? And, or how do we make that maybe goal that didn't happen, right? Like, how do we change it? So, and if we just look at the end result, and we call that end result a lagging indicator. So write that down. The things that we want to track on a weekly basis, there are leading indicators, and then there are lagging indicators. A leading indicator is the thing that if we do this thing or we look at this thing every week, this activity, this engagement, this behavior, every week, this habit, whatever it is, if we look at it every week, we should, and if it's consistent and it's working, we should expect to see a certain outcome. We should expect to see a result. The result is your lagging indicator. That's your revenue. That is your, contract signed. That is your, that is your profitability. Those are your bottom line things. Now, those are also really important to look at. We have to have both. But lagging indicators only don't tell us what's working and what's not working. They just tell us when it already happened, and then we can't fix it. And so if we're looking at these leading indicators, it enables us to make a change, to make a tweak, to change an action, to get it back on track. Does that make sense? Give me a hand up in the chat or a thumbs up in the chat if that makes sense, if you agree. Awesome. Great. So yeah, so we want to look at the difference between leading indicators versus lagging indicators. And we also want to take a look at the various functions, awesome, you guys, of your business. When we think about our business, every business has core functions. So when you're thinking about building your weekly scorecard, how are they performing? So that could be sales and growth and marketing. That could be how you deliver your product and service in an operations standpoint. That could be things around finance, right? Money coming in and out in a healthy way. So those are the things that I want you to start thinking about. And we're going to do an exercise. So don't you worry. We're going to get really into the nitty gritty in a really practical way. But before we jump into this exercise, because I just introduced you to a very practical, singular tool that's going to help you grow and scale. It's going to help you to solve problems or identify problems in your business so that you can solve for them. And it's going to help you to execute your vision with accountability, providing you do it every week. But it's just so much bigger than that, guys. And I would be giving everyone a disservice if I didn't bring us back to a higher level for just a minute. Especially when uncertainty is high, when there are things that feel unstable or things feel out of our control in the market, whatever it is. And so I wanted to bring us back to what is your mission? Because your mission is your compass. Are you clear on what it is that you want from your business? Why are you doing this thing? And where are you heading? Because we can't get clear on the most important things if we're not clear on our mission. It's got to be something that you're so passionate about. You've got to stay the course. You've got to push through. You want to turn any sort of red metric on your scorecard to green. You're determined to do it, even in tough times. Your mission keeps you focused and aligned and moving forward. And my clients who fully implement EOS, we revisit this together every quarter. Your mission statement, or you're looking at your mission or your vision, that doesn't just happen once and then you forget about it. This is a living and breathing dynamic document as part of your business. That's another tool in your tool set, in the tools that we use in EOS, is helping us. So when I work with my clients, we go deeper on this. We review it every quarter, and every year we go deeper. Where are you headed? Are you in the right direction? Are you moving towards your vision? Because we don't want to be reacting to things. We want to be proactive. And when we revisit it every year, we can be proactive. We can move with where things are going, which means that we can look at the right things and make sure our scorecard metrics are right. But we can't prioritize the most important things if we don't really know where we're going, or if we lack any passion and drive to really see it through. And so before we go into this very working part of the scorecard, again, I want us to think bigger. I want you to think bigger about your business. Write it down. What is your mission? Why do you exist as a business? What do you want? Whatever it may be. And what might be holding you back? Because again, we can't make this traction when we've got other stuff in the way. So I know, because I feel it too sometimes, some things that just take me off my game, that distract me. So after you think about your mission and you reflect, I want you to really go back to this after our time together today. I really do, because this is such a critical exercise to do as a business owner, as a growing and evolving, human being. But when you think about your business, what's stopping you from reaching your mission? Where are the gaps? Be honest with yourself. How are you operating your business? Are you operating it from a place of small, or are you thinking bigger? Do you have all the systems that you need to really operate and run your business and make it to the next level? Again, hope is not a plan. So also, are there any gaps? What are those gaps? And I really want you to think about, is it time to really upskill and invest in these areas? Because I've done it too. Sometimes what can kind of me muddling through, like I'll figure it out, I'll learn, I'll take a few, sessions here and there. And it takes me a long time sometimes to figure those things out. And so I want you to think about, if you could seek out experts in the areas where you might have gaps, how might that accelerate growth and change to help you move faster, to help you get from that 200 to that 500,000, to help you to get from that 500,000 to that 1 million, to help you to get beyond 1 million. Some of you might already be there, to help you to scale and feel like your business can operate without you being there. Because if you're in the business of doing that, if that's what you want, then you've got to close the gap in the areas where you have gaps. And I know that it works. I promise you that it does. And again, I think about this with my own business and how I manage that as well. And so I hope that you all took some time to kind of go through that reflecting exercise together with me. Who here enjoyed kind of thinking about that, even though it was scary? Give me a thumbs up. Who here kind of had some aha moments? I hope you did. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do some workshopping. I want to make this, yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. I want to make this really practical. So again, I'm going to bring us back to the practical tool that we're going to get after today together in the next 35 minutes. It's going to be awesome. We're going to do a bit of a crash course to give you a taste of what it means to build an effective weekly scorecard for your business. So everyone ready? Say aye in the chat if you're ready. So for your business, I want you to think about, thank you. I want you to think about, what are the behaviors, yours, your customers, anyone that's on your team that's responsible for a core function of your business. What are the behaviors? What are the activities? And what are the metrics that would help you to know that you had a great week? I know some people have to hop off early. It's going to be recorded, Stacy, so you can get it in the library if you've got to go. Thank you so much for coming today. So what are behaviors, the activities, metrics that would help you to know you had a great week in your business? Take 3 quiet minutes and write those down. Does everyone understand the exercise? If you don't, please unmute yourself and ask the question. Give me a thumbs up if you understand the assignment so that I know. Awesome. So I want you to write those down. Just do a data dump. Just get it out of your head. What would a great week look like for you and your business? What would you, if you were on an island when you go on vacation, because you should be building a business that you should be able to go away and build the business that you want to see, have that freedom where you're on vacation for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe more. And you need to know that your business is operating fully. What would you want to see if some really attractive person was bringing you a margarita and they were bringing you this weekly report? What would make you order another margarita or a mocktail, whatever you want, stay on that beach, order another? Or if it wasn't on track, what are the things that would make you run onto the next flight to make sure you've got to get your business back and going? So take a few quiet minutes. I'm going to set a 3-minute timer, and I just want you to write all of those things down. And then we're going to share. So please get ready to share. We're going to do some live coaching. If you know you want to volunteer, just raise your hand in the chat. First come, first serve. Hey Siri, set a timer for 2 minutes. Maybe it's the number of meetings that you need to have. Maybe it's the number of engagements on a web page that you need to see. Maybe it's the number of lead forms filled out. What is it? What are the data points that tell you you had a great week? The most important things in your business. Something you can measure, something you can track. It could be a percentage, it could be a dollar, it could be a number. It could be something that, like, in the next 4 weeks, you have these things scheduled. So sometimes it's hard to look at it weekly, but you could say, I have this amount of things scheduled or in place over the next 4 weeks. Few more seconds left. Does anyone here need more time? If you do, say aye in the chat. Okay, we have no ayes. All right. Anyone needs another minute to finish up? Take it and raise your hand if you're feeling like you want to share, and if you want some live feedback, some live coaching. This is going to help you start to build your weekly dashboard. We'll take the first few volunteers. We have some time to do that. I really want this to be interactive, but mostly I want this to be something you can move on.
I don't mind.
Something you could take. Yeah, great. Who's here today? Who do we have? Nashira. Hey, Nashira.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Where in the world are you today, Nashira?
I'm in Houston, Texas.
Amazing. And am I saying your name right?
Yes, you are. Perfect.
Okay, great. And what kind of, can you tell me just in one sentence,
Yeah.
what type of business or size of your business do you have?
It's only me.
Uh-huh.
And I am actually putting out something to interview for a part-time contractor. So
Oh,
right now,
amazing.
yes, right now
Perfect.
it's only me. And I have a personal finance, like financial therapy consulting
Okay,
firm.
awesome. And just real quick, what is the vendor or contract worker focus that you're looking to hire for as well? What is that specifically?
It's going to be around operations.
Operations. Okay. So scheduling or delivering certain things to your clients and things like that. Yeah.
Onboarding clients,
Okay.
keeping that
Awesome.
running.
All right, great. I love it. Okay, Nashira, can you share with me some of the things that you have listed so that I can give you some feedback and help you get clear and think about them?
Yes. So I have open email, right?
Okay,
I
great.
closed sales. I didn't put an amount,
Okay,
though.
okay, that's okay.
I put meetings, booked meetings with
Mm-hmm.
companies. I put outreach, and then I put uh, participant, like attendance, like an attendance rate.
Oh, for like a seminar or what do you mean?
So I'm going to start hosting. I'm
Mm,
building a community, and I think
okay,
the first time around, I didn't have high attendance on my monthly um, workshops, and so I
uh-huh.
want attendance rate. Like I want to have a high attendance rate, obviously.
Yeah, I love it. And so is there anything else that you had jotted down? These are all
No, that
amazing.
was actually the last thing. You list a lot of really great things. I just hired someone to help me with my copy who we're going to be tracking, I guess, like not CEOs, but like, I guess the engagement with the copy. But I actually have that call today, so I didn't want to add anything yet because I really don't know what I'm actually
That's
going to
right.
be.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So really, really great points. So I have two points of feedbacks or just things to think about. These are great. I love them. They're leading indicators, many of them, right? Except for the closed sales part, but that's okay. Or, like we need to know how many sales we close, right? And revenue, whatever that number is. So, but these are really, really strong. I like the way you're thinking about it. A few things to say. Number one, we use this scorecard. So if you're doing it right, and I think Kelsey might have dropped a link in the chat. There is a sample template that I've provided for you guys to all be able to download. So
Okay.
just make sure that you click on the link and then you'll get up. She just redropped it. Awesome. Thanks, Kels. So just go ahead and click on that link so that you can get your copy of the template and start plugging it in for you. And what you should start to see is week over week of 13 weeks trailing of data. So for the things you've never tracked before, and you really don't know if the number is right or the percentage is right, this is the tool to help you figure that out, right? So if you're averaging something like 2.5 and you put a goal of 10 for 10 meetings and you're really averaging 2.5, like maybe change the goal a little bit so at every week it's, like, why aren't you able to get to 10? Is 10 not really a reasonable number? And what can you sort of keep tweaking? What behaviors can you change to flip something that's red to green, right? Like, how do you really look
Yeah.
at that? When people look at their business, they're trying to solve all these things, but like this is a tool that actually helps you take what are the problems that I'm having in my business that are holding it back, that aren't allowing me to move the needle. And so this tool allows you to do it. So week over week, you'll get that data. So that's number one. So if you don't know, that's okay. You'll learn. Number two is as you're hiring, I love that you're at a point in your business where you're looking to bring on some contractors to delegate the work that you're either just not great at, or is slowing you down, or something that you need to move forward, right? It's not really keeping you in your unique ability to really do that high level work. So delegate it. That's awesome. So the thing that I want you to think about as you're bringing on and adding these seats to your business is, what are 2 to 3 areas of focus for these seats? And how will you measure performance? How will you measure success? Share it with those people that you're hiring, with your precious resources. Share it. These are the 2 things I'm going to be looking at. I'm going to be looking at how many people are driving traffic to these blogs that you're creating. So, I don't know, number of pieces of content, or you're looking at traffic. So traffic effectiveness. And if it's not hitting the needle, if nobody's going to the blogs, you've got to, where do we go wrong? Like, why is the content not driving, right? What's not sticking? So it's just there to help you to drive that performance metric and let you know that your precious resource of whatever it is that you're paying this person is making an impact, and you're keeping them focused on exactly what it is that you expect and that you're looking for. And sometimes we don't know, and they're the expert. And so we ask them, hey, what could we expect to see? What would a fair number look like if we were looking weekly and you're pushing out 10 pieces of content? So same thing, maybe you want 10 pieces of content every month. If SEO is a strategy that you're using, you need at least 10 new pieces of content every month. So how are you tracking to that? Measure it weekly. You're on track. It puts you in control. And so that you're not kind of micromanaging either. You're letting them know very clearly, this is what I expect. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I love these pieces. The only these activities or metrics. The only thing I'd say, Nashir, and I think you know this already, is put a number to them. What is that number? What is that percentage? And be realistic, but then also tie it to, do you have a quarterly revenue goal? And if you don't, you need to.
Yeah.
What is that quarterly revenue goal that you're going to commit to?
I used to in the past track my sales. So how many sales calls, I worked with a sales coach, how many sales calls I was having, how many I was landing, and obviously the close rate for them, like what was happening in those sales calls that I weren't landing clients.
That's right.
I stopped for a while, and so now I'm just getting back in there. I don't know if maybe perhaps the block, now that you're talking about it, maybe I haven't put a number to them because there's so many different changes and so many moving pieces that I don't want to set a too big of a goal, because not everything, but so much is changing. I'm excited about the changes, and so maybe I just probably have to spend some time exploring what's
you should. Yeah,
she's setting a number.
Absolutely, you should. And it doesn't have to be perfect. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking to track, especially when we're adding new things or trying new things in our business. We got to know if it's working, right? So this weekly dashboard helps us to see what's working and what's not working in our business. And so I love that you're trying to get back on track in doing that. And this seems like a really great starting point to do that. So Nashira, thank you for sharing. Nice job. Who else? We have room for one more. We have time for one more person to get some feedback. Who wants to share? Any volunteers? No volunteers? No one wants to share? Who's feeling brave? It's okay. We're all here to learn from each other. I invite you. All right. No one wants to share. Are you sure? Has everyone left? If you're still here, say aye. I won't make you share. Aye. Okay, thank you. Only Nashira is here. I don't know. Nashira and 10 other people. Andrea, aye. All right. Anyone else want to share? Come on, one more person. Awesome. Ashley, would you like to share some things that you might want to track? I love what you wrote in the chat. And again, even if you're not a business owner, you still want to track, like, what are the most important things that you need to look at? I think that's really cool that you're here learning, and that you're taking that initiative. That's awesome. Ideally, you're looking at your whole business, and whoever owns and runs and leads that business is looking at it as a whole so that everyone can be aligned and we're not creating silos. But, if that's not there and that's not present, number one, don't keep me a secret. Let them know that there are systems in place to be able to do that, and hopefully getting excited about making that change. But number two, if you're just here and you're developing yourself, I think that's awesome. That's amazing. You can absolutely take this into your life professionally and personally. All right, well, if we don't have any more volunteers, I want to just go through some key takeaways, some next steps. So number one, get started, begin. Begin to get clear on your mission. I do a lot of work with my clients on getting clear on their mission. Where are you going? Write it down. Get it out of your head. You can't be the only person that knows what it is. You've got to be specific. When you write it down, it makes you get specific. You get specific. You should have a 3-year plan. You should have a 1-year plan. You should have that big, audacious goal in front of you. Where are you going? What's your mission? What's your why? You got to put some emotion behind it, because you can't have motion without emotion. Someone smart told me. I like that one, so I keep using it. So get your mission clear and then track what matters. So that's number one. Number two, you can scan the QR code below if you want to keep learning about EOS. I've got a great free chapter that you can easily download. I really encourage you. It's 10 pages, and it's really eye-opening as a business leader in thinking about your business in this way. So if you want to learn more about an operating system, the EOS operating system, go ahead, free download. Number three, start closing the gaps, you guys. What are some gaps that you uncovered when we went on this reflection kind of journey in some of the work that we did today? Where are there gaps? And change it from how to who. Who is someone that's done this already? Who is someone that can help you to truly accelerate forward?
Hi, oh, excuse me, sorry. Hi, everybody. It seems that Meryl had a connectivity issue there because she dropped, but no worries. I will touch base with her and make sure that all is good. But thank you for joining, and thank you for everybody who did. Okay, there's Meryl. No worries.
Hi, I lost you. I'm sorry.
No worries, it happens. But there is a question for you in the chat, and if you want to finish out, please do so.
Yes,
Thank you, Meryl.
I will. Hang on just a second. I'm just going to reshare my screen really quick. And then what is the question in the chat? Let's see.
I was speaking and I realized I was muted. Classic Zoom mistake. What tools or applications do you use to help folks track their metrics weekly beyond Excel or Google Sheets?
That's a great question. Thank you so much for asking it. Can everyone see that last screen just to kind of make sure that we're all on the same page?
We're looking at the meeting notes instead of the full screen now.
Oh, weird. All right. Thank you. So I use a system outside of that simple Google Sheet, which again, I really encourage you just get started. So less is more. But I use a system called 90.io, N-I-N. Actually, you know what? Can I put a link? Can we email a link just for time purposes? So I can share with you my link for 90. I can even help you to get 30 days free from 90. And 90 is a business kind of dashboard system that helps you, and I use it with all of my clients. It's what I use in my program that actually helps you to get like write down what are your quarterly goals, what are your priorities, and it has a scorecard template built in as well. So two things, I can share it I can share it in an email. And if you are also looking for it, please you can email me directly at meryl@myeoslife.com. And I'll be happy to get that to you. Great question. Any other questions? I feel like I'm still sharing the wrong screen, but
Nope,
okay,
this is perfect.
Okay, great. What other questions? I do want to share with you, I run a coaching program, and if you're looking to join accountability coaching and really lock in these tools, something like the scorecard, something like 90-day priorities, setting your financial goals for your business and your vision, check out justgetfocused.com. Check out some upcoming cohorts and ways that we can work together. I'd love to help you simplify your business and really, really get these tools in motion and close the gap so that you can really, start to activate. That's why you're here, right? So I'd love to help you to do that. What other questions might you have? Please either unmute yourself or drop them in the chat. As we conclude, a little early, I expected some more people to maybe want some live coaching, a few shy people on the call today. That's okay. But what is one thing that you took away from your time that you invested in today, from the 40, 50 minutes? What is the one thing that you took away, an aha moment, so to speak, that you took away from today? And then drop a heart in the chat if you're going to take action on the thing that you are going to get after. The one thing, the mission statement is a living thing. I love that. Absolutely. Thank you. Nashira, thank you so much for showing up in the way that you just did today. It was awesome. I loved helping you. Please let me know how it's going. Don't be a stranger. Yeah, I'm here. I'll stay on for a few more minutes. If anyone has any questions, I'm happy to take those questions. I'd love to hear from you. If not, I also want to thank you for spending some time with me today. It was really fun. I hope you got some valuable tips and actions that you're going to get started with. Please don't be a stranger. I'd love to help you. If you have questions, please reach out to me. I'm here. Let's do this.
Thank you so much for this, Meryl. This is a phenomenal presentation today.
Yeah, you're so welcome. Thank you so much, Kelsey, and to our friends at Luminary for, for having me share this. So I really appreciate it. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.